Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. It's brought to you by the Detroit Lions on the Prowl and the Belly Up Sports Network. Today, we're going to get into some roster cuts. And if you believe in curses, you have a great day. It could be a sad day for you as well. We'll get into that in a little bit. But first, let me kick it to my main man, the man of steel himself, Curt Steele.
What up, dude? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And as Jim said, roster cuts galore. You know, we got your comment cards. So much more going on to the show today. Let's get this thing started
right now.
Let go.
It's Detroit Lions Talk, baby.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Yes, sir. We in the deep. Hey, welcome back to the show, people. Now let's get into these roster cuts. Jim, what you got, man?
Man, I got Sean Dion Hamilton, and everybody liked him as a linebacker and stuff, but he is headed to the IR. So that is kind of considered a roster cut. He doesn't count against our roster right now because he's on injured reserve. They released Chad Hansen. He's a wide receiver. He was not going to make this group anyway. No big deal. But he was waived injured. So there is a possibility he does come back. He was a college teammate of Jared Goff. I believe it's college. High school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Michael Barnett was released. He's a defensive tackle, but we have some good news later. And there's a reason why he's released. There's some other people coming back, but we'll get to that on the pain train. So we'll get to that later. What do you think about these cuts? I don't think they're real significant, but we have one that really is. We're going to get into that in a minute.
Yeah. You know, we have a couple people that, you know, even before this, they even had to bring some people in, get shuffled around. We know about the Alex Brown incident. And then the tight end, I can't believe
Charlie. His name is
Charlie. He had to go on the NFI list, of course, from the accident. So, it's
broken ribs. I got an update on that. It said broken ribs. At first it said it was really serious, but now we know it's broken ribs. But it was probably pretty serious.
That's just sad. But you know, you look. There's no surprises here. I mean, you look at the substantial. That's not a substantial cuts from really 89 to 85 because I don't think the Lions were ever at 90. So then nothing surprises me here. Chad Henson, like you said, I don't think he ever had a chance to really make this roster. I think he was maybe just to kind of bring in to kind of just, hey, have a familiar face for Jared Goff, but you know, other than Michael Brockers. But other than that, I don't really see anything that's big, major here. So I mean, hey, you know, if you like, you know what I'm saying, subscribe to the channel. You know, join Proud Nation, baby. You know how we get down. So, Jim, what is your news and rumors topic for today?
Well, it's a huge thing. To me, it's a big, big, big thing. Don Mulebach, death, taxes, and not anymore.
Not anymore. I think we jinxed him, man. I think we jinxed him. I think we jinxed him this year, man. But
poor guy.
Yeah.
There's one of two ways to look at this. If you're one of those people that think, hey, we had to get rid of everybody from that old regime 17 years ago, then you know what? You're going to be happy as heck today because there's something called the curse of Don Mulebach, and I don't believe in that, but some folks do. For me, it was a sad day. I don't think our backup long snapper's that good, and now we have kickers that aren't very good, and allow a long snapper that's not very good. So that should help us this year.
Well, I don't think the long snapper, from what Eric Schlitt wrote yesterday, observing practice, he said he didn't see, there wasn't any like snapping errors, but it just doesn't have the same zip on the ball. And you know, it took how many years it took for Don Mulebach to really perfect the art of long snapping. And then the guy's an NFL legend. I mean, there's not many long snappers that's been in the league that long. You know, 17 years, Lions legend, NFL. I mean, made the Pro Bowl as a long snapper. I mean, it's just not a lot of guys. I mean, if there's a special teams category just specifically for the Hall of Fame, he should be in it just for the fact that, I mean, I think he's only had like one punt blocked his whole career.
Is amazing.
Ridiculous. I mean, but
the thing is, I wonder something. I'm going to speculate something right here on the show before anyone else does it.
Okay, what you got?
When he's released, maybe it's by his request. Maybe he's retiring.
No, well, maybe. No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Well, Dan Campbell, I watched the presser yesterday. Dan Campbell said it was his time. We pulled him in, and we would let him know what was going on, and we just kind of
I
released
didn't
him.
see
It was
the
time.
presser, so
Yeah, it was because it was a late presser because practice was so late yesterday. So
that's why
I mean, the saddest thing is that it was his 40th birthday. I mean, his teammates decorated his locker. I think he bought him a rocking chair.
To you.
Yeah, here's a pink slip on your birthday.
Cold-blooded, man.
Yeah, that was
cold-blooded.
That was kind of savage, right?
Why'd they have to wait till his birthday to do that?
I didn't think
because it was on cut day.
It was on cut day. So unfortunately for him, birthday was on cut day. So you know, good luck to Don. You know what I'm saying?
I hope they gave him a free coupon to a restaurant or something.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But you know what though? I think that he's one of those guys that he's been in Detroit so long, you know, 17 years. He might be a guy that, you know, you look at bringing him back as a, you know, an assistant or something like that, special teams, you know, guy. I would like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think and it hurt. You can see it hurt Dan Campbell because he's like, man, I played with Don Mulebach and you know, it really sucks. But he said it was just kind of this time for the Lions to move on, and he was like,
but I don't understand that. The guy's good. Why do you move on?
I don't understand that at all. You know, 40 years old.
Another one with Prater too. You know,
I mean,
like, there's question marks with that.
I mean, I just think that maybe it's just gonna like a roster turnover. They're just doing a complete roster turnover, and you know, but you know, good luck to Don, man. That was shout. I mean, he's like second in Lions history in a lot of categories. But
I wonder if he picks up with another team or he just retires.
I don't see. To be honest with you, I don't see that just because of the fact that how long he's been like to uproot his family who's been there their whole life. Like, think about kids, right? So if he has kids that maybe were, you know,
his kids are probably in out of college and on their own lives. And
I mean, like for real. I mean,
17 years with the Lions. That's
17
crazy.
years. But like I said, good luck to Don Mulebach, man. That's a guy who is definitely a Detroit Lions legend.
See you down the road, Don Mulebach.
All right. Hey, man. Hey, let's hit that. Make sure we hit that like button. So, you know, it helps us with the YouTube algorithm, you know, right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. You know how we get. Hey, so, Jim, what do you got for your family discussion for today?
You know, I wanted to ask the Prowl Nation if they believe in the Don Mulebach curse. Are you one of those guys that believe that once we cut Don Mulebach, we now have a chance for the Super Bowl? Are you one of those people that seriously?
You know,
because there are people that say that.
We've had that discussion in the DSA, Detroit Sports Alliance roundtables, plenty of times where they think that he is a jinx, Don Mulebach is a jinx, so they were ready to get rid of the mule, which was the GOAT for me. But that is crazy. That probably was the biggest thing in Detroit Lions news yesterday was them releasing Don Mulebach. I mean, he's been a staple for the Detroit Lions for so many years. And now you have to think
about who's the longest tenured person in Detroit right now. When you got rid of Stafford, you got rid of Mulebach. I mean, it's
got to be Taylor Decker or
Taylor Decker. I mean, he's only been here, 5 years?
I think that's it. I don't think anybody else has been on the roster longer than Taylor Decker.
Well, if you know that, we'll ask you that question too. Who's the longest tenured Detroit Lion? And put that in the chat below. I think that's going to be a good question too. We'll have two today, you know.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Keeping up with Detroit Lions news and rumors. Yesterday, a story broke about Mr. Jahlani Tavai. He said in a bold statement, in wishes upon wishes, and he must have rubbed the lucky genie lamp or whatever. He said he wants to be a starter. Yeah, good luck with that, brother.
There is an open water boy position. I think.
Don't see that happening for Mr. Tavai. But I mean, you look at it. He's definitely said that he wants to be a starter. He wants to be a integral part of this defense. I don't see that. But the coaching staff is high on him. You know, they said that he does just
high. I'm not really sure.
He does whatever he asks him to do. He's lost the weight. Of course, you know he's down on the depth chart. He's behind Anzalone.
Kurt, I got a question for you on this.
Yeah.
If he's lost weight, how is he still lost out there?
Here's my thing.
How is he not fast still?
I don't think it's the quickness. I just think it's maybe the instincts. You know, he doesn't. His instincts aren't aren't there, especially in coverage. I don't, I watched some film of him in Hawaii. He was never really asked to play in coverage in college.
Right.
So, I mean, he really wasn't. I mean, if you look at last year, I mean, is he really a coverage type of guy?
Ooh.
I mean, that blown coverage was, I mean, it was super blown. I mean, even Martin DeLeon was like, well, we got to do a better job of putting him in a better position. Like, dude, you can put people in all the positions you want to if they don't have the instincts and the wherewithal and the awareness to look at, especially down the goal line. That is a play action haven right there down the goal line. You have to make sure you know your assignments. You know your assignment is Singletary. You should be out there. I mean, he bit the fake. He wasn't even in the frame. Like, nobody was in the frame.
Out of the picture, dude.
Yeah, nobody in the frame when Singletary caught the pass. I mean, like, that's ridiculous.
Okay, I got one more question for you on this.
Yeah.
Not only number one, do you think he's going to be a starter, but number two, do you think he even makes the team?
You know what, though? He switched to, they started playing him special teams. If he has a chance to make the roster, it's on special teams.
Can he get down the field fast enough to cover the? I mean, is the guy going to be like? I mean, you know what? If the guy gets past everybody else, Jahlani Tavai will still be there. So
yeah, I mean, like he's a backup. He has somebody at midfield to catch him. I mean, like
good take.
I mean, but Reese Maben is the ace linebacker for special teams. So
yeah, I love him on special teams.
You know what though? I think the only reason he may make the team is because how the coaching staff is on him right now. But I think Derek Barnes outplayed him in his 8 snaps.
Derek Barnes.
It only took him 8 snaps. Yeah, he really did. I think that Barnes is going to. I think he's already has. I think he's really, catapulted himself above Tavai.
I need to see Barnes in higher competition because he looked so relaxed. He looked like he was shot out of a cannon,
natural.
Man.
He was natural. He had the instincts.
He does.
And looking at Tavai and looking at the positions he's kind of grew up, where at Hawaii, of course, he was classified as a linebacker, but he was more of a lineman, like maybe outside, like a linebacker. Well, he was more of like maybe a defensive, because if you look at the Mountain West, out there where he played in college, that he could survive at that competition level out there. But in the NFL, it's just, and that's just, to me, I mean, he will always go down in one of the biggest overreaches for a Detroit Lions.
I think it's
draftee.
I think it's between him and Anthony Pittman, and in my mind, Anthony Pittman's better than him.
Yeah, I think Anthony Pittman is better than he is. But
I don't see how he makes this team.
For him, I mean, I understand having the lofty goal of wanting to be a starter, because nobody wants to ride the bench when they playing a sport. Nobody wants to be the last guy on the depth chart.
There is a flag football league you could start in. Something like that.
But I mean, Jahlani Tavai, I mean, that was my news and rumors topic. Jahlani Tavai said he wants to be a starter, but brother, I just don't see it. You're just too far down on the depth chart, and you just don't have the natural instincts.
But you know what? I hate to say this. I'm actually rooting for the kid. He didn't do anything wrong by being where he was. He's trying. I think he's trying his best, which is not very good, but it's his best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's our guy right now, and you know what? I'm going to try to be as nice as I can be until he gets cut. So, hey, if you like the content, what I want you to do is please subscribe to the channel. It helps the show. And we're on the march for 10,000 subscribers. You got the current subscriber mark right there on your screen. So help us out. You make a difference. And now we're going to go to Curt and that pain train, and it continues to grow.
All right, the pain train for today. You're looking at what's coming up for the game on Saturday. DeAndre Swift was again out of practice with the groin injury. Dedrick Mills was out with an undisclosed injury. Nick Williams continues to be on that COVID-19 list. Corn Elder, he's an elder, all right. He has an undisclosed injury. Defensive tackle, the new guy in town, just got here and is hurt already. Miles Brown. Brock Wright, you know what I'm saying?
Sad.
The tight
That's
end,
my guy, man.
undisclosed injury. John Pennicidi has an undisclosed injury. Tyrell Crosby, grade 1 hamstring. He's been out for a while with that. Deshaun Hand, undisclosed injury, but it's not deemed to be serious, along with TJ Hawkinson with an undisclosed injury, who does not seem to be serious injury. I think this kind of just holding those guys back, getting them ready for the season. Ankle injury for Tim Boyle happened in the game against the Bills. We saw that happen on the field. Damian Ratley with another undisclosed injury, but he was limited along with Tim Boyle. All right, Sean Deion Hamilton sent to the IR with a
sad.
With a undisclosed injury, and Levi Onwuzurike was back to practice, healthy, and was making a splash out there on the field.
It was. Definitely. I got one more thing on this. I think that it's possible that our quarterback situation with Tim Boyle, that ankle might be a little worse than what we thought. We just signed a quarterback. The Lions signed quarterback Jordan Ta'amu or something like that. Why do they have to? Why can't they just be Jones or Thompson, Smith?
People of Polynesian descent, they don't have those names.
I know. But we had this quarterback before.
Yeah, we did.
So,
we did.
I think it's just with Tim Boyle out, they needed a guy out there. He will be cut if Tim Boyle can come back.
Yeah, from what Dan Campbell was saying yesterday, he was looking at the depth, and he didn't want to have that many throws on Jared Goff, so he wanted to bring another guy in just for the game on Saturday. So he didn't want to have all those throws on Jared Goff's shoulders.
He's very smart when it comes to that stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you guys could just smash that like button for us, it does help the YouTube algorithm to get our show out there to more Lions fans just like yourself. And remember, you matter and you help us a lot. We really appreciate you. Definitely. Now we're going to go over to the comment cards. Maybe it's enough of what we're saying. We're going to go to what you said, and this is from yesterday's show.
Okay.
John W., as a diehard Lions fan, I start each new season with an eternal optimism. I know, I get that. Some people do. Gradually slip into a glutton for punishment and eventually settle in as a victim of Stockholm Syndrome. Go Lions. You know what? That is perfectly described, John W., of the cycle of a Lions fan.
Definitely. All right, Ferg Lions 509
That's
says,
formerly known as Matthew Ferguson.
Yeah, okay. All right, so I have a theory. I think that we're calling basic run plays with the starters that they had not run in practice just to see how they responded. Thoughts? I think that was very vanilla as well. I don't think that they were going to break out anything that was, anything exotic. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to, they were with the starters, they were going to run any type of, pulls or, anything like you didn't even see a sweep or anything like that. Not even a pitch play. You know what I'm saying? Everything was just kind of just handed off and go up the middle to the left or to the right. So
I don't know about calling basic run plays that they had not practiced.
I don't know about practicing. I don't know about that. I don't know about not practicing.
And they did hand the ball off right up the middle most of the time. So I think that was the play they kept practicing, to be honest.
I just think that it wasn't going to be anything exotic. I just think they want to just run basic run plays just to see if they could open up some holes and, but I think, like Dan Campbell said, they're going to game plan more these next two games, and you probably add some different wrinkles to the offense.
We're gonna have a big test this Saturday. Both offensive line and defensive line will.
Definitely.
Big Wes Kivinen says that Victor Bolden proved he's just a pajama warrior. God, I love that phrase. And won't make the roster. 2 drops and a muff punt return doesn't cut it. Tavai didn't do anything to help his chances either. Totally agree on both things. Bolden really needs to step up in this game, or I think he was on the bubble anyway, and I don't think he helped himself out.
It's definitely a true story. All right, Got Up in Lake 6 says, I was one of those that criticized Sewell and thought we made a huge mistake after drafting him. But I watched Dose of Dion on his channel breaking the film down and showed that Sewell actually was much better in his second series, which made me feel better about him. I believe that as well. You look at it, I mean, after that second drive, that offensive line settled down. I mean, the whole line did. Because you look at how much time Jared Goff had back in the pocket during that second series. So I believe Sewell settled down. I think he may have just been nerves or, hey, he's out there for his first play, hadn't played against anyone else besides Detroit Lions. So, hey, and things happen. You get ate up by people all the time in the NFL. You're never going to go, never giving up a sack in your career as an offensive lineman.
Yeah, first time going up against another team for what, 2 years?
Yeah.
2.5.
Mhm.
Because he didn't play last year. So
He
there's
did
got to be a
not.
little rust and he settled in. I think he's going to be perfectly fine.
Yep.
Doctor, Detroit, the doctor is always in. I like those paired with you, Jim. It's a nice mix of new school and old school. Great show. I really appreciate Dose of Dion. Just going to give him a shout out for helping us out with the show yesterday.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jim. 5 wins floor, 7 wins ceiling. That is success to me. 9, 10 wins. I won't be mad, but I will eat my shorts. What?
Hey, shout out to Dose of Dion, man. If y'all don't know, my daughter and granddaughter were in town, and I had to take them back to the airport, and it was an early flight, and I would not have made it back for the show. So Dose of Dion stepped in for the brother while I took care of my family. Y'all saw my granddaughter on the show on Free for All Friday when I closed it out. So I had to take her to the airport along with my daughter, and they had to go home to to my other granddaughter and my son-in-law. So thanks again to Dose of Dion for doing that for me. All right, Mr. Darkman 25 says, I keep hearing the thrust for Goff to throw the deep when he will when it's called for the obsession with it is just weird. Like, you had Stafford here throwing deep. How did that work out? I mean, the object should be just to win. I understand what you're saying. I mean, like, I don't get, that he can't throw the deep ball. I mean, but this offense isn't designed to take a whole bunch of deep shots. It's, short to intermediate passes, and you have a calculated play action pass. They may go deep every once and again. So he went
deep in the practice a couple times, over 20 yards each time.
Yeah,
completed those passes. So you never know.
I mean, you have to I just take it with a grain of. I mean, it's so early. I mean, dude. I mean, it's still August. I mean,
right. We ain't even got to the first game yet. We only had one preseason game.
And still no joint practices because of the fact that Dan Campbell waited too late to try to schedule him. So
yeah. And that's fine. You know what? Whatever. At least he admitted his mistake. Hey, you know what? We have on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Matthew Ferguson's actually written an article for us. I thought it was pretty darn good. So if you go to DetroitLionsOnTheProwl.com, you can check out that article. Also, please hit the like button because it really does help us. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We're on the march to 10,000 subscribers. And I would ask you to help out, be part of Prowl Nation because you matter.
Definitely.
Now we're going to go to my favorite part of the show that we didn't get to do yesterday, the dessert with my man Curt.
All right, Dessert with your man Curt is brought to you by Delightful Bites Cookies. If you like how they look, you'll love how they taste. Custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. Delightful Bites. Get your cookie on. Now, this is a tribute to one Mr. Don Mulebach. I'm going to read some of his accomplishments as a Detroit Lion. So he ranks second in franchise history in games played, second in franchise history, in seasons played, second in NFL history for most games played by I'm gonna make sure I read this right. A long snapper, ranks 8th in the NFL in history for most games played with a single team. All right, he tied 9th in the NFL for history for most games played by an undrafted player. Wow. It's tied for 37th in NFL history for most games played overall. Became the first player in franchise history to appear in all 160 games in his career. That's in a given decade. So he's appeared in every game from 2010 to 2019, 10 years. He snapped for 15 game-winning field goals and or game-winning extra points in his career. You look at that.
Holy cow, Curt. Oh, my goodness.
So you look at that, and I say, thank you for a wonderful career in Detroit, Mr. Don Mulebach. He's only I'm a decade older than he is, just about, but 40 years old in the NFL. I mean, to make it to 39 in the NFL, I mean, he's only doing some of the stuff like Tom Brady has done. That's kind of in the air as far as the longest he's played in the league. So congratulations again on a wonderful career, Don Mulebach, and good luck out there with you. And that is your Dessert with Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites.
Man, that was good, man. I mean, we turned the page on a whole era, really, if you think about it. And my final thoughts for today about Don Mulebach is, you know, we are completely rid of everything from the past 17 years. You know, the old regimes, everybody, there was no holdovers anymore.
Yep.
You know, from that far back.
He's the last person from the Matt Millen era. He's the last guy from that era.
I think he is. I think he is.
I think he's the last guy from that era.
And maybe that is something, but I don't think it is. I just really appreciate him and his long tenure, the 1-year contracts every year. You know, just like clockwork. It is, I believe it's a sad day in Lions Nation, but I really hope they recognize him as they should. We have a gold members meeting today at 3:00 for our gold members. If you have not signed up to be a gold member, just check the link in the description below or hit the join now button down below this video and it'll give you the information on how to do that. And then you could just talk to us about Detroit Lions football or whatever we want to talk about that day. It's a really good chance to get to know us really well. And I think it's very much worth it. So go ahead and do that. Hit that join now button and then become a gold member so you can chat with us today. The link will be in the gold members community tab today. So if you just click that at 3:00, you can join us. So that's one thing happening. Free for all Friday coming up as well. And loving it. We got some new people this week. I got at least one new person this week, I think. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. It should be a lot of fun. Got some new people that are going to be coming when they're not working. So just adding to it, just having more fun, and more fun.
Yeah, so, definitely. All right. So my final thoughts for today's show is like Jim said, good luck to Don Mulebach. Thank you for a good career here in Detroit. We really appreciate all you've done for the city of Detroit. And it's been a staple for the Detroit Lions for your long tenured career. And more roster cuts are coming down the pipe. So stay tuned. And we have a big preseason game. Another nationally televised game is going to be on the tilt for Saturday night. In Heinz Field versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. So looking out for that. And just, for those players who aren't on the roster anymore, hey, good luck. You know what I'm saying? Tip your waiter on the door, at the door on the way out. So thank you very much for everything you have done for the Lions in your short career. And, stay healthy, brother. All right. So let's take a walk over to the Wall of Fame. All right, definitely. We have our bronze members. We have Detroit Drew, DSA member, Midwest Lion, Brian Stover, Bo Gagrius, Justin, my favorite, Cerveza 10K. All right, Sage Surratt Roberts, Crystal Wiley, Bubba Bo, John Kapler, Art Allen, Jimbo G. What up, Jimbo? And David Anderson.
Very active in our chat.
Yes, he is. Silver members, we have Nomis J, Jason Portis, Cat Pies Cole, Batman of the 313, John Martin, F5, baby. Look out, a tornado is coming through. And we got Go Lions. All right, for our gold members, we have Michael Huck, Just in the D, Larry McQuiston, Turtle C. Burley, Dominic Davis, Bob Kowalski, Pride 74, you know who it is, Matthew Ferguson, gold member. That dude always got some great takes. And he's our article writer over there on Detroit Lions on the Prowl.com, Randall Flag 606, Miles Gibbs, Randy Prince, The Gridiron Blitz, the big fella, North End Ken, and you know who it is, the Doctor. Dr. Detroit is always in. To become a member of the Wall of Fame, click the Join Now button in the description or the Detroit Lions on the Prowl logo at the bottom of the screen.
All right. And just great show, Curt, today. I'm sorry, man. I missed you. We have so much good chemistry on this show, man.
Yeah.
So take us home. Take us home.
All right. So you know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. You're home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And like we said, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Join the family. Be a part of Prowl Nation. You know how we do it. Yeah, go over to DetroitLionsOnTheProwl.com and check out our content over there. And you can go to LionsOnTheProwlShop.com prowl.com to get you some great gear. My man Jim is sporting the kneecap biter shirt. I got on the Prowl Nation shirt today, so go over and check it out. If you want a shirt, they got caps, we got mugs, we got bags. All that stuff with our, Prowl Nation gear is over there on lionsontheprowlshop.com. And if you want some Detroit Lions gear, go over to fanatics.com and get you some Lions gear. Curt Steele is always sporting the fresh gear, fresh lids. You know what I'm saying? So this one and all the most of the ones I got from fanatics.com. Click the link in the description below. A portion of the proceeds from that link help us grow the content on this channel.
Curt supports the show by himself.
Yes, I do. I do. My habit is bad. My habit is bad. So, you know what I'm saying?
I love you, Curt.
You can go over and check us out on BellyUpSports.com. And with fantasy around the corner, go over and check out that fantasy department over there on BellyUpSports.com. We got some fantasy stuff coming on. New daily fantasy game coming to you. You can play against your boy Curt Steele, or you can play against Jim. Or you can play or Val. If you want to play if you want to play the resident Bears fan, go over and check it out. The Queen of the Prowl. We will have that link in the description, so you can go and join us. And be part of our league over there for daily fantasy in the description. So check it out. We're going to have some fun this season playing fantasy football with you guys, interacting with you guys and making sure we get that some more competition with some fantasy football. And Curt Steele, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm in it to win it, all day long. So definitely it's hump day, baby. Hey, go out and enjoy the rest of your day. Get back to work, and whatever you do in life, you know what you got to do. You got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my man Jim, this is Curt Steele, and I will holla at you real soon.